I want you to reread Edwin Abbott. If you're 2, I want you to reread Victorian literature, and if you're 3, I want you to reread Plato's Allegory of the Cave. Okay? Does anyone not know what you're reading? Alright. When you're reading, our essential question for today is going to be, how does Abbott use Flatland and geometry to help illustrate his views on Victorian England and Plato's Allegory of the Cave? Okay, who's Abbott?
The writer of Flatland.
The author, good. Alright, so if you finish that early, I want you to try and find supporting evidence in Flatland. Okay, but I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to reread what you were supposed to read last night. I want you to highlight, jot down ideas, and things like that to help you answer this question. What are we about to do?
Discuss
What?
our reading and its parallels with Flatland.
Good. Discuss your specific article if you're going to take turns. I want someone to talk about Edwin Abbott and his background. I want someone to talk about Victorian England, and I want someone to talk about Allegory of the Cave. What you're going to do is you're going to get up. We're going to move around today. You're going to go to a question as a group, and you're going to answer them on sticky notes. Okay, now, do you think these questions just have one answer?
Yes.
No. No. So you as a group can answer multiple times, or when we switch, because you're each going to have a chance at each poster, when we switch, I want you to try and put down your answers. If it's the same one, that's fine, but try and shoot for a new answer, a new idea.
Because in Allegory of the Cave, people are prisoners. And then
Alright, while you're finishing up, I want you to look up here. When you move, you're going to be back where you started, right?
Okay.
I want you to look at the answers on all these sticky notes. And I want you to put them into 3 categories. And I agree, I disagree, and I don't know how I feel about this. Alright, I want you to think about why you're moving these categories, or into these categories, and be able to explain to me or your group. See if you agree with what the people did the first time.
And if we don't, we move them?
Yeah, that you don't agree, move it. Then think about why you're moving it.
First time we finished early.
I disagree. You gotta rethink it.
We're going to stay in this spot. As a group, you are going to present how you feel about the answers on these posters. First, I would like for you to describe what the answers say. So you don't have to read every single one, but I want you to explain to me why you agree, why you disagree, or why you're unsure. What kind of shapes were the servants, like the household servants? Triangles. All right, were they equilateral triangles? No, what kind of triangles were they? Isosceles. Think really, really hard back to that picture. What happened job status-wise when their vertex angles got smaller?
The jobs got less important.
The jobs got less important. I think the page, square's page, is probably the smallest triangle. Or maybe the, I don't quite know what that says. But then the butler has a bigger triangle, right? Have y'all ever watched like Downton Abbey or anything like that? Who's the most important person in the house servant-wise?
the butler.
The butler. Alright. And what do y'all notice the policemen look like on the outside of the house?
Pointy.
They're really pointy. Their vertex angles are really small. So how do Flatland view policemen?
That's pointy.
Violent.
Pointy people violent
They can
because
stab you.
they have to be able to stab people. That's strong. They have to be able to fight people, right? Fight off bad people. See, okay? So first, what's a pseudonym?
A false name.
It's like a nickname, a false name, an undercover name. Alright, so what are some things y'all agree with?
That in case people criticize them, they won't know who's ready.
Okay. Alright, because think about what we said over here. What happened when you talk about controversial issues? What happened to Square at the end of Flatland? He got put in jail, so he very easily might have been scared to speak his mind. I like that a lot. Okay, go back to your seats. How did Abbott use Flatland in geometry to illustrate his views on Victorian England? What do you think he thought about Victorian England? Do you think he agreed with it? Do you think he was kind of like hating on it?
I think he was throwing a little bit of shade there.
Maybe he was throwing a little bit of shade. Why do you say that?
Because, like, it's calling out the ignorance of people.
Okay. Why do you think he used geometry?
Because he knows all about math.
Yeah, what were the three topics that Abbott was really interested in?
Mathematics, theology, and classes.
Yeah, mathematics.
Not bad.
Is geometry and math. Is geometry and
Oh,
math class?
yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I hope so. What's theology?
Like the study of religion, kind of.
Okay, and what is classics? What did I tell you there?
Greek and Latin literature, philosophy, history.
Okay. Did y'all learn anything in geometry?
Yes. That
Hinge theorem.
scaling triangles are not perfect.
I like that a lot. Why are scaling triangles not
Since
perfect?
they got killed, they got surgery.
Oh, dang.
The bigger,
They had to somehow force themselves to be perfect, right? Otherwise they die.
the more angles something has, the bigger the angles tend to be.
Good. The more sides,
Oh, sides.
right?
Okay.
That's your goal for it. The more sides a figure has, we haven't learned that yet. Y'all will learn it in about a month. The more sides you have, what happens to the angles?
They get larger.
They get larger. And what did Flatland think about them?
The larger the angle, the smarter you were.
By
Or the more.
Good. How did they define circles?
Endless amount of angles.
Yeah. Do y'all know the definition of a polygon?
Yeah.
Many sides, and it's a closed figure that has sides that extend outwards.
Oh.
Alright, so is a circle a polygon?
No.
No, but were they polygons at Flatland?
Yes.
Yes. Alright, and that's actually how they derived pi. They looked at the sides of polygons and did stuff with it. That's above your heads a little
Did
bit.
stuff.
And then eventually they took the limit of it and it became a circle, because how many sides do circles really have?
Infinite.
An infinite. You okay? Good. Okay. How do we like today?
It was great.